So in the last class, we have been stopped with the Nicole chart. So hope everyone can able to understand the concepts behind the various frequency response plots which we discussed in the last class. So today we start with the compensator. So first of all, we should understand what is meant by compensator. It is a device which has been inserted into the system for the purpose of satisfying the desired specification. It is called as a compensator. Okay, so for example, the various frequency and time domain specifications are nothing but peak overshoot, settling time, gain margin, phase margin. So these are the various kinds of performance parameters. So that has to be obtained desired value. So if it is not produced by any system, then additional networks or devices can be inserted to bring the desired values. So that kind of systems are called as a compensator. So here, how we are connecting the additional system into the system to bring the desired specification. Based on this connection process, it is classified into series compensation and parallel compensation or feedback compensation. So here you can able to see in series compensation, a compensator is introduced in series with the open loop plant to change the system behavior to meet the desired specification, which is called as a series compensator. So here you can able to see we are having input variable and then error detector and then open loop plant. Okay, so here the compensator is being connected in series with the open loop plant, and then as usual we will be having a feedback element. Okay, so this will be the series compensation, and then we can able to see the parallel compensation. So here the compensator is been connected in parallel with the open loop plant. That's why it is called as a parallel compensating network. Series parallel compensating network means if the compensating network is connected both in series as well as parallel with the open loop plant, then it is called as a series parallel compensating networks. So how we can choose these kind of compensating networks? What are the various choices? What are the factors which is depends? So here that we discuss. So first one is depending upon the nature of the signal which is available, we can able to choose a particular compensator, and then the power levels available for various points, and then the components which is available, and also the designer's experience. If a designer is very experienced with the series compensator, then you can choose only the series compensator only. Okay, and then we can able to have the economic consideration. So these are the various factors which determines the choice of the compensating network. And then we can able to see the various classification of electrical compensators. One is lag compensator, lead compensator, and lead lag compensators. So here first we take the lag compensator. It is similar with your low pass filter. So its magnitude as well as phase shift will be taken out. Okay, for the design for design of frequency responses. Okay, so here you can able to see the transfer function for the lag compensator, which is nothing but GC of S, which will be obtained for the low pass filter as 1 plus T into S divided by 1 plus T into beta into S. So here beta will be the constant that will be greater than 1. So here you can able to see T value is nothing but your time constant, which is nothing but 1 divided by R2 into C, and beta is nothing but R1 plus R2 divided by R2. So this is how we have to determine the transfer function for the given lag compensating network. So here you can able to see lag compensator equivalent circuit and also the pole zero placement of the lag network. So here the poles will be denominator of S terms and numerator S plus term will be 0. So here you will be getting 0 as minus 1 by T1, and then poles will be beta into 1 divided by beta into T. So what are the effects or characteristics for the lag compensator will be stability of the system will be reduces, and then the gain crossover frequency is also reduces, bandwidth will be reduces, and rise time and settling time will be increases, and also the steady state error and damping ratio is also decreases. So these are the various characteristics of the lag network, and then we can able to see the frequency response of lag network. So here the frequency domain can be analyzed in the lag network by using a Bode plot concept only. Okay, so we very well known with the Bode plot concept. It will be consist of magnitude as well as phase angle. You can able to see magnitude will be constant straight line, and then zero decreasing, and then constant. Similarly, the phase will be decreasing to the negative peak and then increasing. So the magnitude and phase angle values is being given over here. Okay, and then we can go for the lead network, lead compensator network, which will be equivalent to your high pass filter. So here we can able to see the transfer function, so which is nothing but 1 plus ts divided by 1 plus alpha into ts. T is nothing but 1 divided by r1 into c, and alpha is nothing but r2 divided by 1 plus r1 plus r2. So here the lead network will be in the voltage source will be consists with RC parallel network, and then the across the output will be having only the resistive element, and the pole zero placement for the lead network will be first zero, and then pole will be located into the S plane. And then we can able to see the frequency domain specification for the lead network. So here you can able to see the magnitude plot will be zero and then increasing in nature it will be there. Similarly here also the phase plot is also slowly increases to the peak value, positive peak, and then it decreases. So here you can able to see the omega and phi m value, how to determine that, and then what are the effects of having a lead compensator. You can able to see the stability of the system is being increases, gain crossover frequency increases, and bandwidth will be increases, rise time and peak time or settling time will be decreases, and there is no effect on the steady state error, and damping ratio is also increases. So what are the things is been there that will be compensated by the lead network also. And then we can have the lag lead compensator and a lead lag compensator. So the transfer function is been given, and then also we will be having a pole zero placement for lag lead and lead lag compensator. You can able to see. Okay, and then here you can able to see lag network compensator and lead network compensator. So here we will be having a two constant. The multiplication of constant alpha and beta will be equivalent to 1. That is your Brock-Carson criteria. And then the pole zero configuration is given for the lag network, and similarly pole zero configuration for the lead lag compensator network is been given also. Okay, and also this is your frequency response for the lag lead compensating network. So by having these concepts, now we can discuss various gate problems, and hope everyone can able to solve within a second. Okay. So all the things will be solved by the concept only. Okay. So now you can able to see the Bode plot is been identity plot is given. Now we have to write the transfer function. So for this, we have to remember this small concept we discussed in the Bode plot. So if you are having n number of poles at the origin, the slope will be minus 20, the phase angle will be minus 90. If you are having n number of zeros at the origin, then it will be plus 20 and plus 90. So this will be the thing. So now we can able to see into the diagram. Okay, already I have told, if you are having a plus 20, then zeros will be existed. So if you are having minus 20, pole will be inserted. Okay, so this is the concept simply. So now you can able to see any transfer function. The transfer function general form will be k into s plus term in the numerator divided by s into s plus term in the denominator. So this is your thing. So now the transfer function can be written k into, okay, 1 plus. So here you can able to see 0 is been inserted. That's why numerator la 1 plus term directly written. So 0 is inserted at the omega value is equal to 1. So up by s divided by 1. Okay, so you have to write like this. And then you can able to see plus 20 minus 20. Minus 20 means poles. So if the poles is added, then only you will be getting minus 20. So minus 20 is added with the plus 20, then only you will be getting 0 straight line. Okay, so therefore at which frequency minus 20 is inserted? 10. So therefore poles is been inserted means in the denominator you have to write. So 1 plus s divided by at frequency which pole is inserted 10. So 10 is been written over here. Okay. Similarly, you can take with your another slope, that is minus 20. So this is also one pole which will be inserted at frequency of 100. Okay, so therefore 1 plus s divided by 100. So this is how you have to write the transfer function. In this you can able to see only the unknown value is k. So here the k will be determined if you are equating that equal to straight line. Okay, so here the straight line where it is coming minus 20. Okay, so therefore minus 20 will be equal to mx into c. So here you can able to see the minus 20. We are having a straight line. Okay, 0 plus 20 log of k. Okay, so from this you can determine 20 log of k. Log k is equal to minus 20 divided by 20. So minus 1. Okay, so k is equal to 10 to the power of minus 1, which is nothing but 0.1. You can substitute that into the transfer function. So k value is 0.1 into, so 1 plus s divided by 1 terms, you can substitute that into s plus terms. So you'll be getting that simplification as like this. Okay, so then you can get the transfer function as 10 square into s plus 1 divided by s plus 10 into s plus 100. So the correct answer is answer option C. Okay, so this is how you have to do the problems. The next problem is very simple problem. We have to say determine how many number of poles and zeros are available into the system or given Bode plot. So here you can able to see minus 20. Therefore, one pole exists. And then here minus 20 out of plus 20 added means then you will be getting zero slope. Okay, therefore 1 0 is also exists. And then you can see the next slope, that is minus 20 slope. Therefore, two poles is existed. Idoda plus 20 is been added, therefore 0 dB comes, slope is comes. Therefore, um, two poles and two zeros are available. So now on another pole is been there, three poles is been included. Okay, 2 0 3 poles. So then you can able to see minus 60. So therefore minus 40, if it is added, then only it will be slope comes minus 60 dB. Therefore double pole is been added. Already three poles is there. Double pole means five poles and two zeros. So the option is B. Okay, that will be the correct answer. Five poles and two zeros are available in the system. Okay, so this will be the correct answer. So this is how we have to simply solve the problems. Okay, so then we can go for the next problem. You can able to see the how many number of poles and zeros similarly it's available. Okay, so now you can able to see so at various omega, so poles and zeros is been inserted. So we have to count. That's all. So here, if you are doing that, here you can able to see minus 20. Okay, minus 20, and then minus 60 is there. Therefore, minus 20 minus 20. Three poles will be available, and then plus 20 is added means then only minus 40 will come. So 1 0 is exits, and then you can able to see minus 40. Minus 40 slope, and then you are getting 0. Okay, so that means my plus 40 is been added. Upper three zeros will be added, and three poles is available. And then you can able to see at the 10 to the power of minus 3, two poles is been added. Two poles is been added. Okay, so therefore five poles and three zeros will be available. So here you can able to see minus 60. Upper six poles will be there. Okay, so here you can able to see six poles is available. So the correct six poles in which option it is available? C. So therefore number of poles is 6 and number of zeros is 3. That will be the correct answer. So like that you can so determine the given asked poles and zeros from the Bode plot problems. Okay, and also you can able to see that we can also write the transfer function for the given Bode plot also. Okay, and then we can go for the next problem. So that is your Bode plot is given similarly. We have to determine the transfer function. So here you can able to see g of s can be written as k divided by there is a pole exists at origin. Why? Because the slope is been crosses the real axis. Okay, so therefore there will be exists pole exists at the origin. Okay, so therefore pole will be exists at the origin as well as the here we are having a change in slope 1. Okay, and then we are having a change in slope at 20. Okay, so therefore poles will be at origin as well as 0, 20 and 1. So these are the various three poles are available. So here you can able to see in order to determine the k value, we have to take the g of s equation. Okay, so here k divided by s into 1 plus s divided by 1 and s plus 1 divided by s divided by 20. Okay, so take that magnitude and equal to 60 dB. Why? Because so here in order to determine the k value, the slope is being crosses the y-axis at 60. Okay, so therefore 60 dB ki equal. So now omega value we have to substitute 60 corresponding omega value is 0.1. So therefore 0.1 we are going to substitute. Okay. So if you are doing that, you can able to see, you can determine the k value. So k value is been obtained as 100. You can substitute that into the transfer function, simplify that, and you will be getting the correct answer as 100 divided by s into s plus 1 plus 1 plus 0.05 um, 5s. So this will be your correct answer for this problem. Okay. And then similarly you can go for the next problem. So it's also very simple. So for the given Bode plot, you can write the transfer function as k into, so here pole exits at 1 and then 10, 0 exits at 2 only. So therefore k into 1 plus s divided by 2. There is a pole exits at the origin. Why? Because the slope crosses the real axis. So therefore s into 1 plus s divided by 1, 1 plus s divided by 20. So here you can able to see corresponding 1, omega is equal to 1, you are getting a magnitude as 38. So therefore omega is equal to 1 and the magnitude has to be equivalent to 38. So but we, in order to determine that, 20 log of k is minus 20 log of omega is equal to 38. So if you are doing this calculation, you will be getting k value is equal to 80, and then substitute that into the transfer function, simplify, you will be getting a correct answer as a. Okay, so A will be the correct answer. Okay, and then you can able to see the next problem. So here the transfer function is given, you have to determine the phase margin. In order to determine the phase margin, you always determine the gain crossover frequency. So where we have get the gain crossover frequency when gain is equal to 1. So this is the g of s, h of s is given. Magnitude if you want to write, so root of omega square plus 1 square divided by root of 1 square plus omega square root of 4 square, 4 plus omega square will come. So that will be equivalent to 1. So you can take the cross multiplication and you will be getting root of 1 plus omega square, and root of 4 plus omega square is equal to root of 1 plus omega square. So then you can both the term, equal term is being getting cancelled. I will be getting 4 plus omega square. Okay, so here you can determine the omega square is equal to minus 3. So omega value will be plus or minus j root 3. Okay, so which is invalid. So therefore the phase margin will be infinite. Okay, so the correct answer will be option D. So like that you have to just solve the problem, and then you can able to see g of s, h of s is given. We have to determine the gain margin. So in the previous problem, how to determine the phase margin. In this problem, we are going to determine the gain margin. So if any gain margin means always you have to determine the phase crossover frequency. The phase crossover frequency will be obtained at phase angle is minus 20 degree. Okay, sorry, 180 degree. So now for this given transfer function, you can write the phi value, which is nothing but minus 90 minus tan inverse of omega, and then minus tan inverse of omega divided by 2. That will be equivalent to 180. So here plus the minus 90 equal to that side. If it is shifted, then plus 90. Therefore, therefore you will be getting minus tan inverse of omega minus tan inverse of omega divided by 2 is equal to minus 180. Okay, so both the side, if you want to cancel the one minus value, you will be getting the plus values, and tan inverse of terms you can write or you can write as omega plus omega divided by 2, 1 minus omega square divided by 2. Okay, so that will be equivalent to tan 90. So now you can simplify that, and you can obtain the omega p, you can able to obtain the omega pc value. Okay, so here both the side tan apply பண்ணீங்கன்னா tan inverse will be getting cancelled. Tan of 90 degree will be getting the value. Okay, so then you can obtain this omega value. Okay, so here the you can determine the omega value. So omega value will be obtained as a root of 2. Okay, which will be the omega pc value. So now take this omega pc value. So gain margin for this we can be written as 20 log of magnitude of this. Okay, magnitude is nothing but omega into 1 divided by 1 divided by omega, um, 20 log of omega into root of 1 plus omega square root of 4 plus omega square. So here omega value substitute பண்ணீங்க. If you are doing that, you will be getting that values. So 20 log of that value if you are taking, the gain margin will be obtained in terms of 15 dB. So this is how you have to solve the simple problems, and then you can able to see next problem. So that is a transfer function is given, we have to determine the gain margin for this. So here minus 180 degree you have to remember. So here, if you want to write the phase angle for this transfer function, so minus 180 and then tan inverse of omega. So that is equal to minus 180. So tan inverse of omega is equal to 0. So omega is equal to 0 means you will be getting gain margin is also equal to 0. Okay, so that is a simple problem. And then you can able to see next problem, that is a phase margin of a system having the loop transfer function as uh, 2 into root of 3 divided by s into s plus 1. So here magnitude you can consider omega into root of 1 plus omega square divided by 2 into root 3, that is equal to 1. So magnitude of g of s h of s is equal to 1. So here cross multiply that, omega becomes omega gc, determine the omega value. Okay, so take the positive value and substitute that into the phase angle. Phase angle equation, if you are writing for this, you will be getting um, 180 minus tan inverse of omega minus 90. So you'll be getting phase margin value as equal to 30 degree. Okay, so that will be obtained, and that will be the correct answer. Then we can go for the next problem, gate question problem. So the frequency response of a linear system is being given tabulated. Okay, so here we have to determine gain margin and phase margin. So always we have to remember. Minus 180 in error magnitude will be your g of j omega. Okay, so therefore 0.5 will be your kg, that is g of j omega pc. Okay, so therefore kg is equal to 1 divided by g of j omega pc. Therefore 1 divided by 0.5 is equal to 2. So if you are taking 20 log of 2 is equal to 6 dB. So 6 dB will be the gain margin. Phase margin, if you want to determine, gamma is equal to 180 degree plus 5 gc. So 5 gc is nothing but 0 dB, or magnitude is 1. 1 error 5 value will be 5 gc. So that is a minus 150. So substitute that into the phase margin equation. 180 plus 150 will be 30 degree. So therefore gain margin is a 6 dB and the phase margin will be 30 dB, 30 degree. So this will be the correct answer available in the option A. So similarly, you can do for the Bode plot problem also. Here you can able to see the polar plot of type 1 system is given. The three pole open loop system is given in the diagram. So closed loop system is always stable, marginally stable or unstable with one pole on the right half of S plane, unstable with the two pole at the right half of the S plane. So here you can able to see it is unstable with one pole at the right half of S plane. Okay, so that's why. So it is a three pole type 1 system. Okay, so that's why it is called as a it is unstable with the one pole right half of S plane. So then we can able to see, if you are having a polar plot for g of s, g of j omega is equal to 1 divided by j omega into 1 plus j omega. So then whether it is crosses the negative real axis, crosses the negative imaginary real axis, or imaginary axis, crosses the positive imaginary axis, or none of the above. So here it will not cross any of the above. Okay, it is a type 1 order 2 system. Okay, so therefore it will be end at the second quadrant itself. Therefore it will not cross the real axis, it will not cross imaginary axis, anything. Okay, so therefore the correct answer will be option D. And then we can go for the next problem. So similarly, you can solve any kind of the simple problems. Okay, so here you can able to see the transfer function g of j omega is equal to 5 plus j omega. The corresponding Nyquist plot of positive frequency has the form of. Okay, so here you can able to see option A will be the correct. So 5 plus j omega. So 5 can error we are getting a straight line. So this will be the correct answer. So then we can go for the next one. So this is a simple problem, so it will be tedious one. So listen carefully. So here you can able to see a system has poles at 0.01 hertz and 1 hertz and 80 hertz, and zeros at 5 hertz, 100 hertz and 200 hertz. Approximate phase of the system response is 20 hertz is. Okay, so here you can able to see up to 20 hertz, you are getting two poles and 1 0. So the phase will be minus 2 into 90 plus 90. So therefore you will be getting minus 90 only. Okay, so here you can able to see f is equal to 20 hertz. Okay, so here you can able to see the thing. Poles will be at 0.1 hertz, 1 hertz and 80 hertz. Zeros at 5 hertz, 100 hertz, 200 hertz. So by having this, you can write the transfer function first of all. So JF, that is the frequency, JF plus 5, JF plus 100, jf plus 200. That will be the zeros numerator. It has been written in the denominator jf plus 0.1, jf plus 1, jf plus 80. That is written. Okay. So now from the transfer function you can write the phase angle. So phase angle is been written. So then in the phase angle substitute omega is equal to f is equal to 20 hertz. You'll be getting the value as equal to minus 90. Okay. So that's very, very simple. So the correct answer is E. Okay. So it's very simple. Just you have to write the transfer function and then write the phase angle. Okay. And then we can go for the next problem. So these are the very simple problems. So just we have to consider. Okay. So then you can able to see we are having the magnitude of frequency response of an underdamped second order system 5 radian at radian per second, and then peaks 10 peaks value is 10 divided by root 3 at 5 into root 2 radian per second. The transfer function of the system we have to determine. So if a problem is given as like this, okay, so here what we have to do, we have to determine the transfer function for the second order system. So which is nothing but k into omega n square divided by s square plus 2 del omega ns plus omega n square. For DC, omega is equal to 0, SS is also 0. So therefore, G omega n becomes 1. So K becomes 1. The gain is also equal to K for the DC, for the secondary system. From the protection, okay, so from the protection, sorry, from so from the problem, so you can able to see omega is equal to 5 radian per second. Okay, the corresponding magnitude is 5. Okay, so here you can able to, if you are substituting, therefore then you will be getting DC gain as equal to 5. So similarly, maximum peak overshoot. The formula are resonant peak, which is nothing but 1 divided by 2 del into root of 1 minus del square. So that is given as a 10 divided by root 3. So from this del value you can determine. Del value is 0.5. So then resonant frequency is also given, that is 5 divided by 5 into root 2. So from this you can determine the omega n value. Okay. So once you determine this, you can draw the resonant peak and resonant frequency curve. So from this you can determine the equations. Okay, so del power 4 del minus del square plus 3 divided by 400 is equal to 0. So del value you can determine that. So here you can have the omega n value is equal to 10 radian per second. So you can substitute that into the equation. So you'll be getting transfer function as like this 5 into 100 divided by s square plus 10s plus 100. So that will be the equation. So you will be getting 500 divided by s square plus 10s plus 100. That will be the option A is the correct answer. Similarly, the last problem will be for compensator problem. Okay, so here you can able to see consider the frequency response of the standard second order system with the transfer function of this. So the damping ratio is given, settling time is given, resonant peak we have to determine, the magnitude of resonant peak bandwidth is also we have to determine. So by having the equations directly you can determine all the given values, asked values. So MP is nothing but 1 divided by 2 del root of 1 minus del square, damping ratio is 0.2. Substitute that and you will be getting the answer. And similarly, resonant frequency. So omega n into root of 1 minus del square. Bandwidth is nothing but omega n into root of 1 minus 2 del square plus root of 4 del square del power 4 minus 4 del square plus 2, the whole power 1 by 2. So you will be getting bandwidth also. So if this will be the answers. Omega P, that is the resonant frequency, will be 38.36 radian per second. Resonant peak will be 2.55 and bandwidth will be 16.38. So this will be the correct answers. And then we can go for the lead compensator problem. So transfer function is given as a t plus s. T into s plus 1 divided by alpha into ts plus 1. It is designed so that alpha is equal to 0.25 and t is equal to 0.3. So what will be the maximum phase angle in degrees introduced by this compensator? What will be the frequency at which the maximum phase occurs? So this will be the problem. So we have to take determine the phi m and omega m value. So we have the formulas. By having that only we are going to determine. Okay, so here you can able to see So here you can able to see omega m is equal to 1 divided by t into root of alpha. So we know the alpha value, t value, omega m is obtained as 0.66 radian per second, direct answer. And then alpha value equation we already know, that is um, 1 minus sine phi divided by 1 plus sine phi m. So you can take the cross multiply and you can equate, you can determine the phi m value. Phi m value will be sine inverse of 1 minus alpha divided by 1 plus alpha. Okay. So from this, you can, alpha value, you know, you substitute that and you will be getting sine phi m value is equal to 36.9. So it's very simple. Just you have to do simple simplification and then you can obtain the answer. So this is the thing, and then you can able to see the next last problem. So transfer function is given, so we have to determine the gain crossover frequency, phase crossover frequency, like that. So here you can able to see here s square um, divided by s square into 1 plus s. So s square cancel, limit s tends to 0, k divided, k becomes 5. Okay, similarly, gain crossover frequency is equal, if you want to determine, then you can take the magnitude of g of j omega and equal to 1. Okay, so if you are doing that, you will be getting 5 divided by k value, you can substitute 5 divided by omega gc into omega gc the whole square into root of omega gc the whole square plus 1. So if you're doing the simplification, you will be getting omega gc is equal to 1.6. Similarly, the phase angle you can write. So 180 minus 180 minus tan inverse of j omega. So omega value, you know, substitute that and you will be getting that phase angle is equal to minus 238. So this is how simply you can solve any kind of the problems. So I think everyone can briefly understand. So what are the basic concepts are available in the frequency response analysis unit, and based on these concepts, how the gate questions has been repeatedly asked. So these are the repeated gate questions which we have discussed. So hope everyone can easily understood the problems. So I think it's been useful, this class has been useful for you. Okay, thank you.